The Source.
Minutes after 7 o'clock. It's January 29th, 2018, Monday morning, and you are listening to WOCA The Source, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary. And I am right next to Robin McLean. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Larry.
How you doing over there?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Excellent.
It feels like it was a long weekend.
It was whirlwind.
Because I haven't been here in a while.
Starting on Thursday.
It's your mom's birthday weekend. Wow.
Yeah, from Thursday on. 4 days. I love it.
All right, let's see what we are doing this morning. First, let's look at the weather a little bit. It was raining on my way in. How about for you? Was it raining on your way in?
Yes, it was, but not too bad. It started lightening up when I got here by the interstate.
Yeah, it was coming down pretty heavy as I
me.
drove in, and I think it was heavy as I was sleeping. I wasn't really paying close attention to what was going on outdoors. But 64 degrees right now. Yeah, there is a mention of rain, and it does say most likely this morning. So if it's raining where you are, it might not be raining much longer. It looks like it stopped here at the mall. 69 degrees is the expected high today, so that rain bringing in some cooler temperatures. Tonight dropping to 42. Tomorrow the high only 60 degrees with sunny skies, and then 34 degrees the low Tuesday night. And then it picks up a little bit from there, not too much, but I would consider it mild. And then this weekend, the second weekend of the Hogtown Medieval Fair up in Gainesville, which we'll tell you about in just a second because we went to it.
Oh, it's fabulous.
And it was
absolutely.
It was a lot of fun. So it looks like the weather, just like this past weekend, it looks like the better day of the two is going to be Saturday. It's going to be mild, 68 the high, not too bad, right?
Right.
And no rain mentioned until Sunday for the weekend, so if you're doing something this weekend. All right, so there you go for the weather. This morning, 7:35, guess what we're going to do? News, commentary, chit-chat. Yeah. Visiting with each other, with friends, with relatives, with neighbors.
Exactly.
8:05. Galen Unold will be on. I have an interesting topic. We're talking about the Olympics again. I guess it's getting close. We have a couple of Olympians from Ocala that are going to be involved in the skating competitions, right?
Yep.
And then Joey Gibbs, it might be one of the wheelchair participants in the 2020 Olympics, which is very exciting.
Very exciting.
So I have some surprising sports that actually once were in the Olympics. These sports are no longer in the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
But some sports that once upon a time were in the Olympics. And we're not talking about really early, like in the
20s?
No. I mean, 1904 is what this one says here. But I mean, I was trying to go back to ancient Greece. It wasn't the ancient Greek Olympics.
Oh, I see.
We're not going that far back.
Right. Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
You got a nice corsage. Oh, no, that's from the kilt, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from Scotland.
Scotland.
When TJ and Charity went to Scotland, they brought me a handmade flower made out of wool, all handmade.
The same material
the kilt material, yeah.
Kilt. Oh, nice.
And then they went to a field of heather, which is a bunch of flowers, and then they brought me a bracelet, a silver bracelet, and all the colors in there are the heather flowers, and they do something to it to squish them all down and encase them, and you wouldn't even know that they were flowers unless I told you.
Nice.
So I always wear my stuff in my heart from TJ and Shannon.
Let's see. 8:35. We'll have news bites. That's when we read the news and refrain from offering any of our thoughts and comments on it. Medical reporter Bern Pareso from Good for All Marketing. She tells us about different medical providers in our community so that we can know where to go if we need some help. And a lot of times she'll talk about general practitioners. That's the doctor that you stay with all the time. That's your go-to person for either general health or specific recommendations of other things.
Exactly.
Lori Williams is scheduled to be on at 9:20. She's with Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery. She always teaches us about our gardens and our lawns and tells us what they have for sale over at Bob Wine so we can make our gardens and lawns prettier. Right now, mine is still looking pretty damaged from the cold we had a couple weeks ago. So I'm not complaining because it means I don't have to cut the grass.
And if you go to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery Facebook page, there is a lady on there that works at Bob Wine's. She takes photographs. Those photographs are outstanding of flowers, birds, trees, anything.
She is really good.
And she took a photograph of 2 pileated, or however you pronounce it, woodpeckers. And we put that on the WOCA Facebook page yesterday. And it is outstanding. Her photography is phenomenal. So
I'm always
thank you,
amazed.
Bob Wines.
I'm always amazed. I can always tell, I can't always tell. I shouldn't say that because I'm not a photo expert. But there are certain photographers I just like.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always think, I wonder what it is. I mean, everybody has a camera. You push a button. How come the one person looks different than another person?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. So,
and she doesn't bill herself as a professional photographer. She doesn't have a website or anything. She just
really?
likes taking pictures.
Just really good at it.
And she's amazing. I can't remember her name.
Robert Levy is an insider on Wall Street. He's been doing that for 30 years. He's written a book called Risk, A Tale of Wall Street. All right, we'll find out what that's about. Dr. Jamie Reynolds was recognized as one of the top orthodontists in Detroit. And people in Detroit have good teeth.
Of course they do.
World Class Smiles Made in Detroit is the title of his book. World Class Smiles Made in Detroit. All right. Wesley J. Smith is a bioethicist.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
No.
Among the world's foremost critics of assisted suicide. Oh, I'm among those critics, too. What do you mean?
Good.
And utilitarian bioethics. Well, I wonder what that is. January is National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Oh, my gosh. So I guess we're talking about that, huh?
I guess so.
Well, that would be bioethics, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would think so.
Now I think I understand it. All right. Richard Ballo is a journalist, a speaker, a poet, served 9 years on the board of directors at Avow Hospice in Naples, Florida.
Thank you, sir, for doing that.
And has written a book called Bullets and Babies, a true story of love, violence, and the spirit to live. Hey, bullets and babies.
Yeah, it's...
What a combination. Why you put that in the title?
I know that it should have been a different title, but it's a very moving story.
Yeah, right.
It is moving.
Michelle Gale is a mindfulness teacher, an executive coach. Aren't all parents mindfulness teachers?
If you love your children.
Right. Mindful Parenting in a Messy World is the title of Michelle's book, so we're looking forward to that. Let's see, what do I have here? Oh, yeah, and on, what are we doing? The segment later on.
Yes.
At 11:30, 11:40-ish
Yeah.
or so. Hazardous household items you probably should be replacing, but you probably haven't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I am guilty of many of these. Oh, my gosh, yes, I'm guilty of almost all of these. I'm looking here. Toothbrushes. I go 20 years without changing a toothbrush.
Now that's really bad.
I'll go razor
razor
blades.
yuck.
Oh my gosh, I can go, I think a couple years.
Oh.
Razors, especially when left in the shower. That's exactly where I leave mine.
I leave mine there too.
Well, you're breaking the rules from.
I know, but it's up above the shower head. I got one of those things you hang on the shower to put all my stuff in.
Listen to you defending yourself.
I know, but I got to get rid of it too because it's yucky. So, okay, now when I go home, it's
The
done.
razor
It's
makers of America want you to know you have to change your razor blade every day. A new razor every day. So those are the things we're talking about.
Sticky stuff
Do we
on
have
my
any
desk.
more tickets for Hogtown or no? Yes? No? You're looking at me
I
like
think we might have. I don't know.
Okay. Well, then we won't give any away if we don't know.
I'm not sure. I'll have to ask you.
Ask me? Oh, in
Yeah.
my car.
Yeah.
Oh, you gave
I'll
them to
have to
me to
ask
give
you.
away. No, I don't think anybody I know wants them.
Okay, well, then we have 4. If you're not going to...
Well, we went to Hogtown this past weekend. And let me try to tell you exactly, if you've never gone, what you will experience. First of all, it's very cool because the whole thing is set up with a theme. As soon as you walk in there, you're like back in time.
It's amazing.
The performers and the vendors and everybody.
The wenches.
The wenches. Yeah, that lifted breasty thing. I don't know.
They bounce.
but anyway, so here's the thing. I mean, when you walk through, if you just walk through, you would say, oh my gosh, this is nothing but people trying to sell me stuff. And I would say 90% of it is people trying to sell you stuff. Now, the stuff they're trying to sell you is pretty cool stuff, and it's also pretty expensive stuff.
And people are buying it.
And people will buy it. But I'm just letting you know that 90% of it is people trying to sell you stuff. But 10% of it, 10% is the reason to go. Because the 10% is really, really cool. I mean, there are entertainers, there are comedians and magicians and acrobats and
fire guys.
And musicians. And
with fire.
Jugglers, yes.
Yeah.
And just people recreating games from the 1400s, I guess would have been. I don't know.
No electricity. There's even a ride, for children.
We gotta go. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster.
24-karat magic in the air.
Bruno Mars, the big winner at the Grammy Awards, taking home 6 trophies, including Record, Song, and Album of the Year.
Those songs were written with nothing but joy, and for one reason only, and that's love.
The show on CBS, Chris Stapleton wins for Best Country Album, Best Rap Album, Kendrick Lamar, Best Comedy Album, Dave Chappelle. A man suspected of killing 4 people at a car wash in Pennsylvania is believed to have shot himself in the head. He's not expected to live. The victims, according to relatives, were an ex-girlfriend of the shooter, a man she was seeing, her half-brother, and another woman.
Were apparently shot with an AR-15, 223 semi-automatic rifle, and a 9mm handgun.
Fayette County District Attorney Rich Bauer, another woman, was hurt by broken glass. It's unclear what everybody was doing at this car wash around 3 yesterday morning. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Hello, I'd like to deposit this to checking.
Fate is a fickle master.
What?
The future is uncertain.
Okay, and what's my account balance?
The horizon is cloudy. I see a long, treacherous voyage filled with great peril.
Look, can I just get a deposit slip or something?
A fortune bank teller. Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
I see a yellow-eyed serpent and a low APR.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
When you're hiring, you want qualified candidates fast, and it can be hard to know where to find them. More than 3 million businesses use Indeed.com, the world's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, Indeed helps you find great talent and make the right hire. Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/promo. That's Indeed.com/promo. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
The Ad Council.
Here is your 30-second news brief. A 6-year-old boy drowned in a pond at a Daytona Beach apartment complex yesterday. A 64-year-old Umatilla man has been arrested on charges that he inappropriately touched a young girl and made her watch child porn. The Florida Department of State has certified a ballot amendment that would automatically restore the voting rights of 1.5 million felons who have served their sentences. And the Department of Justice has requested the Census Bureau add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating us, no accident. On this Monday, it'll still be warm with clouds, even a brief shower or two in the highs in the 70s. And partial clearing Monday night and turning cooler. Lows in the 40s to lower 50s. Tuesday will feature sunshine, a cool breeze, highs in the upper 50s to mid-60s. Wednesday, mostly sunny, highs in the mid-60s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Okay, guys, listen up. It's that time of year again. Little chocolate hearts, roses, earrings. Valentine's Day's coming up. Last year you got me slippers that didn't fit. The year before, it was that steering wheel cover for my car. And don't even get me started on the vacuum cleaner incident. Now, don't get me wrong, flowers and jewelry would be nice, but this year I'd like something I can thank you for every single day. That new bathroom I've been dreaming about. You know, the one with the rain heads, body sprayers, touchless faucets, bidet, and even the seat warmer. So here's what you do. Step 1, return the crock pot and apron that you thought were good ideas. Step 2, pick up the phone, and call Mike Scott Plumbing now.
You heard the lady, guys. Call today to schedule an appointment to visit one of our beautiful showrooms. The main showroom in Hernando or the new showroom in Wildwood right across from Brownwood Square. Call today, 237-2888. That's 237-2888. And remember, if water runs through it, we do it. Mike Scott Plumbing.
And that leaf blower in the closet better be for your mother.
Palm Garden announces Fast Track. Fast Track. Focused assessment, safe transition. When a new guest is admitted to Palm Garden, we start with the ABCs. A is the assessment to determine what the guest needs. B is for basic care, which is excellent nursing and therapy. And C is for consistency to provide what's needed throughout the stay. Fast Track. Palm Garden will get you home fast, really, really fast. Take a fast tour of Palm Garden located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
Hi, I'm Russ Moore with Pack Mill. Our relationship with WOCA started in 2009. WOCA is family-friendly, community-involved station. When we moved to our new location on 17th Street in October of 2016, of course, we went to WOCA so they could tell everybody our new location. The folks at WOCA really care about their clients and want them to be successful. For all of your shipping needs, call Pack Mill, and to tell the Ocala area about your business, call WOCA, because WOCA radio gets results.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us.
For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. It's a wet Monday morning, but I think the rain has probably stopped. It stopped here at the mall. I just looked at the Weather Channel map, and it looks like it's pretty much moving out of the area. Otherwise, look for this rain to usher in some cooler temperatures. Not really cold, not like we had a few weeks ago, but lows tonight around 42. And then tomorrow night, lows around 34, and just a real brief dip into that lower end, but not freezing. And then Wednesday, temperatures climbing a little bit, 43 the expected low Wednesday night with 65 the expected high, and then back in the 70s by Thursday. And the weekend looks like it's going to be pretty nice as well. Just so I bring that to your attention. All right, so before we ended the last segment, we got cut short because I wasn't looking at the clock, and we were trying to tell you about the Hogtown Medieval Fair. It was this weekend, and it's again this upcoming weekend, and I don't want to carry on too long about it. However, it was fun. Take your time, walk slowly, and just enjoy the stuff. If you want to buy some of the stuff, that's, of course, up to you.
Up to you,
But I'm just
sure.
letting you
It's
know in
wonderful
advance,
stuff.
90% of it is people selling stuff. Mm-hmm. And some of that stuff is clothing, some is jewelry, some is odd things like magic wands and elf ears. Those,
Yeah, they're pretty cool. A lot of people had them.
And they're really quality looking things. I mean, they look really nice. One of them was a pewter, I think it was pewter. It was some kind of a mug that really was nice looking, but it was $75. And I said, never mind.
Yeah, if I had the money, I would have bought a few things, but I don't have the money, so I'm not in that circle.
But the point is that the 10% that is not vendors, it's people, entertainers and musicians and jugglers. It is really worth the time to go. If you, I think it's $17 to get in, right?
Yeah.
So later on, we'll give away some tickets because it turns out we have 4 left over, right?
Yes,
4
we do.
left over. So we'll make sure we give them away if you are interested at all. I think Carol Ann said she was going. I don't know if she went this weekend or if she's going this coming weekend.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so.
And it's a fun family event. I mean, it's really, really great. And the prices for food are very, very low. They're not the same prices like you would pay like at Light Up Ocala where you can pay $10 or $12 for a sandwich. They're very, very low
That's true.
over there.
It was zero.
Yeah, the food prices are very affordable, so don't let that scare you either.
But the other stuff is expensive. Just to let you know.
Yeah, if you unless you can afford it. If I could have afforded it, I would have bought some.
But the entertainment is free, of course. It's part of the thing. So.
It's
One thing I missed, though, this time, they didn't have the dogs. I like the dog tricks. I didn't see the dog tricks this year.
They did. We missed them.
Oh, we did?
The dogs were right before those two ladies. The lady with the whoop, with the whip that was, whipping stuff out of that other woman's mouth.
Yeah, that was nice.
The dog show was right before the ladies.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we have in the news here. The Department of State certified a ballot amendment that would automatically restore the voting rights to 1.5 million felons. I guess this is something we will all vote on now that it's a ballot amendment. So that's, I guess that would be in November when we vote, right? I guess a lot of states, once a person who has committed a felony has served his or her time, in the state of Florida, we do not restore their right to vote.
Right, that's right, exactly.
And that will change that. That would change that. So if you have served your time, you will be able, if this gets passed, you will be able to vote again. That would be the least of my worries.
Yeah.
That would be the least of my worries.
Yeah, well, sometimes they learn. Sometimes a person is in there one time and then they get out and they don't ever do it again, so they should be able to vote. But the people that are recurring felons shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Okay. Well, maybe that needs
My
to be.
opinion.
Maybe that needs to be in the wording.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that are out there that are felons. They get out, they do their time, they get out, and then they do something else wrong and they go back in again.
There you go. Okay. Well, maybe you need to write a letter. Dear Florida Department of State.
There you go.
Here's a disgusting one. A 64-year-old man from Umatilla has been arrested on charges that he inappropriately touched a young girl and forced her to watch child pornography.
God.
How disgusting is that? Douglas D. McCall, a relative of the elementary school-aged girl. He's a relative of her.
God.
Elementary school-aged. Oh, my gosh. Faces lewd and lascivious molestation charges.
Well, good. Put him away forever.
This is Lake County. The girl's mom went to the Lake County Sheriff's Office Wednesday after her daughter told her about what was going on. Anyway, so they arrested the guy. It turns out he is the son of a former Lake County sheriff named Willis McCall. Willis McCall didn't exactly live a clean life either. He was charged with second-degree murder for kicking a black prisoner to death in 1972.
Oh, my God. And nobody stopped him.
He was acquitted by an all-white jury and died in 1994.
Yep. None of his deputies thought it was bad, so they didn't stop him. Now they got to live with it.
Here's a horrible, sad one. Prayers for this family in Daytona Beach at an apartment complex. A 6-year-old boy drowned in a pond at the apartment complex. God. According to police, the father says he went, the father went somewhere. It was in the living room with the boy. And the father went to use the restroom, the bathroom, and then when he returned, the boy was gone. He went outside and found him floating in the pond.
Gee. You got to investigate that story.
I'm with you.
Got to investigate it. I don't take anything for surface.
The Department of Justice has requested the Census Bureau add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. It would basically say, are you a legal U.S. citizen? Several lawmakers, including members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, have fought back, saying the question is not necessary.
Yes, it is.
U.S. Representative Darren Soto, representing portions of Polk, Osceola, and Orange counties, led the caucus in writing a letter expressing their members' disapproval with adding the question to the census. So we'll see if it's going to be in the census in 2020.
It better be.
His point is if people see that question on there and they're not legal, then they won't fill out the questionnaire at all, and then they won't be counted.
No, they'll fill it out. They'll just lie. They're just going to lie.
What is the repercussion for lying on the census, though? I don't know.
I don't know. But they have plenty of time to get there to start their thing. Yeah. I don't get it. If you want to live over here, be a citizen. If you don't want to be over here and be a citizen, then go back. Because we're proud of our country.
That is and that is a good argument, but that's a different argument. That's not really about the census. I'm trying to figure out if the purpose of the census is to determine how money is divvied up, which is all government is about divvying up money.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Right?
It is.
Pretty much. I mean, 80% of it anyway. The other 20% is, I'm not talking about federal government. Although, I guess the Department of Justice is federal government.
Yeah.
Anyway, so. All right, let's see. What else here? Yesterday was the the Grammy Awards. Did you happen to hear any of the stuff that was on there?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Well,
except this morning when you had the news on here.
Bruno Mars did really, really well. I am so happy with what I hear in the music from Bruno Mars and other modern day singers. Adele is somebody I like. I'm just so happy to hear music having melodies again. Mm-hmm. You might not like the music. I'm not saying one thing or another about that, but there was a while there where music just wasn't music. It didn't have melodies.
No.
And Bruno Mars is a guy with some great melodies. Jay-Z has some great melodies. Adele has some great melodies. Mm-hmm. Who's the other one that I like a lot? It's out there right now. But anyway, Lady Gaga has some great melodies. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she was up for anything or not. The Grammy Awards were at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And they did have a rap category, but see, rap is a separate category. As opposed to being the mainstream thing. And rap is interesting, too, because how that's evolved. There are melodies in that now, too.
Right. They start rapping, and then they put in a pretty song, and then they rap again. So
right.
Be able to count that as a pretty melody song.
Right. Mars picked up Album of the Year for an album he has called 24K Magic. It was Record of the Year for the title track and Song of the Year. Shared with 7 co-writers for the number 1 hit, That's What I Like. 7 people to write one.
7.
Oh.
Wow. Gosh. I don't know about that.
Apparently, I didn't watch it. So Little Big Man, who beautifully sang their Taylor Swift-penned number 1 hit, Better Man, won Best Country Duo Group Performance. Oh, wait, Lady Gaga was there. Others who shined on stage included Lady Gaga, who won over the audience with a rousing performance of the songs Joanne and Million Reasons.
She's a phenomenal entertainer. Lady Gaga, plus a songwriter.
Yeah. So anyway, that was last night. Mm-hmm. It used to be so important to me. Not anymore.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Not that I'm not liking music anymore. Not that I don't think some of these guys and gals are really good. Because I really do. I think this group, what I'm looking at right here, this list, these are really musicians I do like, even though I'm way older than them. But
yeah.
Hillary Clinton made it to the ceremony yesterday.
Of course she did.
She was a surprise guest in a skit by host James Corden, supposedly auditioning for the spoken word recording of Michael Wolff's bestseller on President Donald Trump's administration, Fire and Fury. She followed John Legend, Cher, Snoop Dogg, Cardi B, and DJ Khaled, all of whom Corden found wanting. Their final auditioner lowered the book from in front of her face to reveal it was Hillary Clinton. Okay, I see. I see. Okay.
I hate when they put politics into everything. It takes away from the beauty of the event.
Let's see. The Me Too movement is starting to show some generational divide. Where there has been solidarity and safety in numbers in the Me Too movement, there is now also an increasingly apparent generational divide. Compared to their elders, younger women are seen as generally more willing to speak out about being sexually harassed and bring a new set of expectations to their sexual relationships. There are also generational differences in approach to dating relationships and in expectations that, if spoken, their concerns about sexual misconduct will be received without repercussion. What? Baby boomer women, that would be you, Robin.
Yes, I'm ready.
Took it for granted they wouldn't be heard by men. Do you?
No, I don't.
Especially in sexual situations, according to Amy Lynch, a Nashville-based consultant who helps employers navigate generational differences in the workplace. Millennial women, those from their 20s and 30s, are more likely to have grown up in an environment supportive of gender equality. We didn't grow up in a gender equality?
Yeah, we did.
I guess it depends what family you were in.
I think so.
Maybe that's what it's all about.
That could be the individual family rules. You say if something happens to you, you tell. If something happens to you, don't tell. It's up to the family. I hate those blanket statements.
In France, there's a notable backlash led by younger women in that country in response to an open letter signed by 74-year-old movie star Catherine Deneuve and dozens of other women about men being unfairly targeted by sexual misconduct allegations. Among those assailing Deneuve were feminist Carolyn de Haas, who was 37 years old, and France's gender equality minister, 35-year-old Marlene Schiappa. Well, I think the ladies who are wanting changes just really need to express what they want. That's what I think. That's what I think about all these things. You know, express what you want because you have the ear of the world. You have the ear of the country anyway.
Yeah, but they don't know what they want. All they have to do if something inappropriate happens is open their mouth and report the incident.
Yes, that's exactly right, and I don't disagree with that. But there's one thing it says here. The younger women want a new set of expectations to their sexual relationships, a new set of expectations.
Okay, so what is the list? Did they give a list?
That's my point. They should put together a list.
Yep.
And these are my expectations.
That's right.
You're gonna marry me, and in this marriage, here are you do not have the expectation to have sex, and therefore, whatever.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what they would say. I'm just trying to figure out. Oh no, I'm not trying to figure out anything. I'm trying to say. I'm giving advice here.
Yeah.
I did the same thing with the Wall Street. What was it called again? Occupy Wall Street?
Occupy Wall Street,
We had the young girl on the phone. She was somewhere in one of the parks up in New York City where they were protesting.
Yeah.
And I was trying to tell her, figure out what you want, put it in writing, make out maybe a list of 12 things that you want changed, what you would expect from the rest of the world, and let us know what they are. And then maybe we can debate that one. That doesn't mean just because you want them, everybody's going to be in agreement with them. But I think respect is always the foundation for everything.
Well, sure.
You know, in relationships and in business dealings and everything, respect should be the foundation.
Yeah, but have a list. Make sure you have everything out there that you want before you say, we want this. Because you're going to, like you said, the Wall Street movement, you asked that woman a few times, what do you want? It was like, just a whole bunch of babble. They didn't know. They just decided to be in the news.
They didn't know.
Just like Colin Kaepernick. He didn't know what he wanted.
No, he knew what he wanted. I don't agree with what you said there.
Oh.
However, I think he didn't express well what he wanted. He knew, I guess. I'm giving him benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to something else. Workers say they warned Amtrak they did not feel properly trained on a new route before a passenger train derailed off the tracks in Washington State.
Oh, my God. 3
people were killed. At least 100 were injured in mid-December when Amtrak 501, traveling 80 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, derailed and landed on Interstate 5 near DuPont, Washington. I know you know the story. The train was making its inaugural journey of a new Seattle to Portland run called the Point Defiance Bypass Route. Engineers and conductors expressed safety concerns and said training felt totally inadequate. With some runs performed at night and as many as 6 or more crew members stuffed into cars with just 3 seats. Engineers also said they did not feel they got enough practice runs. Well, somebody was looking to hurry up the thing and make some money from it, huh?
I think so. But those engineers are on the line, so how come they didn't speak up and say, look, we just don't, we need a few more practice runs? How come they didn't speak up? That's their job.
This horrible story on the fatal shooting outside of a car wash in Pennsylvania. Let's see. The latest I have is, I don't know. I think they had something earlier this morning. State police say a man suspected of fatally shooting 4 people at a car wash in Pennsylvania is on life support. Authorities initially had said that 5 people had died in the shooting early yesterday in the Melcroft community of Salt Lick Township, about 55 miles southeast of Pittsburgh. But state police now say the suspect, Timothy Smith, is on life support at a hospital. Authorities have identified the 4 people killed as 27-year-old William Potterfield, 25-year-old Chelsea Klein, 23-year-old Courtney Snyder, and 21-year-old Seth Klein. Apparently, this was a domestic violence story. One of the women was his ex-girlfriend. One of the men was her new boyfriend. And I don't know who the other 2 are. Polish President Andrzej Duda said he would send a top policy advisor to meet today with Israeli diplomats outraged over a Polish bill that bans the use of the term Polish death camp to refer to concentration camps built by the Nazis on Polish soil. It also places fines on certain mentions of Polish complicity in the Holocaust. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said yesterday that his country has no tolerance for the distortion of the truth, the rewriting of history, and the denial of the Holocaust.
Here.
Yeah, Poland should do as Germany does. Germany pretty much has said, yes, we did this, and we are greatly regretful of having done this. And
exactly.
Yeah,
it happened.
And the United States has this slavery thing that we have to remember we did. And I'm not. Don't call me an apologist. I'm just telling you, this is something we did as human beings, and I didn't do it. Robin didn't do it, and chances are none of you did it.
No.
But to say that a country was not participating in something horrendous is wrong. Like he said, like Netanyahu says, to change history, but at the same time, the people who live there now are probably just as disconnected from it as the people in Germany, and we need to move forward, but we should not ever forget.
No, never.
Let's see. A bill set for a House vote today would require the U.S. Olympic Committee's recognized amateur sports groups to immediately report sexual abuse claims to police. Well, about time.
I think so.
Would require the U.S. Olympic Committee to recognize amateur sports groups to... Oh, my God. You mean they haven't been? The bill also prohibits athletes under the age of 18 from being alone with an adult who isn't their parent or guardian. Yep. About time. In the Senate, which already passed the bill, lawmakers from both parties have called for an investigation into the U.S. Olympic Committee as well as USA Gymnastics following the sentencing last week of Larry Nassar. Or Nassar, I guess. The former sports doctor admitted molesting young gymnasts under the guise of medical treatment to the tune of like 100 or more.
That is sickening. Absolutely disgusting.
I worked for the state in, oh my gosh, how long has it been? Almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you know, you could not, as a male worker, you could not transport a female without a female worker with you.
There you go.
You could not bring a female inmate to another location without a female with you. When you work the night shift, if you had to check the rooms or the cells, whatever you want to call them, you could, as a male, only check the male rooms. The female workers could check the male rooms and the female rooms, but the men could not check the female rooms. 40-something years ago.
Yeah.
So it's only common sense to say, look, don't do this. Hey, it's for the safety of everybody.
Sure.
It's so that the men may not do anything, or maybe they will. It's to stop any man who's tempted to do something wrong from doing something wrong. But it's also a way to prevent the girls from saying a man did something when he didn't do anything.
Exactly.
For there to need to be a bill, it's almost amazing, but I'm not opposed to the bill. I mean, we need something in place if there isn't such a thing there yet. I just can't believe that it wasn't against the law to not report the abuse that these young girls were reporting. That's crazy.
And we did talk to that athlete last week, and he said that when you're young like that, if you don't comply with what the powers that be say, they say, okay, fine, there are 30 more people waiting to take your place, so you either do this or you're out of here. And they scared the athletes and they scared the parents too.
Right.
By doing that, the parents wanted to go with the children, and they said, well, if you don't follow our rules, your kid is out because we've got 30 more kids wanting this spot.
President Trump is expected to unveil a new program on immigration today. They call it legislative framework. Trump wants to give young immigrants who were brought into this country illegally as children a path to citizenship.
Okay.
That's a fix for the dreamers. A fix for dreamers must occur before Congress takes on comprehensive immigration legislation. Trump said, which he called the bigger immigration problem. The White House and congressional Democrats are scrambling to resolve their differences on the politically charged issue to avoid the possibility of another government shutdown on February 8th.
Jeez.
Which, of course, will mean you can still go to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, New York, for footing the bill. The federal government is stupid. We pay these guys billions of dollars every year to run the government, and they know that they have to get this stuff done for the American people. They're too busy taking vacations.
Oh my gosh. All right. And real quickly, it's everybody's favorite time of year, tax time. Before you run and hide, consider the sooner you file your return, the sooner you get your tax refund, if you do one. The Internal Revenue Service begins accepting tax returns today. So check your mail to make sure you have received all your tax documents and get started. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Galen, you know this up next. I have some sports that were once part of the Olympics, and you're going to be surprised at some of those sports that are no longer there. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. Record, song, and album of the year all go to Bruno Mars at the Grammy Awards. He wins 6 Grammys in all. Kendrick Lamar wins 5. There's some politics mixed in with the music. Hillary Clinton and others reading parts of the White House book Fire and Fury for a joke about who win next year's spoken word album Grammy.
He had a long-time fear of being poisoned. One reason why he liked to eat at McDonald's. Nobody knew he was coming, and the food was safely pre-made.
Show on CBS. President Trump's getting ready for his first State of the Union address tomorrow night.
On Fox News Sunday, White House Legislative Director Mark Short says the president's overall message to the nation and the world will be simple.
I think the president's going to talk about how America's back.
And much of the evidence President Trump will present will center on a growing economy.
Fox's Gernal Scott, Massachusetts Congressman Joe Kennedy III will deliver the Democrats' response. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Hello, I'd like to deposit this to checking.
Fate is a fickle master. What? The future is uncertain.
Okay, and what's my account balance?
The horizon is cloudy. I see a long, treacherous voyage filled with great peril.
Look, can I just get a deposit slip or something?
A fortune bank teller. Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
I see a yellow-eyed serpent and a low APR.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
When you're hiring, you want qualified candidates fast, and it can be hard to know where to find them. More than 3 million businesses use Indeed.com, the world's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, Indeed helps you find great talent and make the right hire. Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/promo. That's Indeed.com/promo. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Here is your 30-second news brief. A 6-year-old boy drowned in a pond at a Daytona Beach apartment complex yesterday. A 64-year-old Umatilla man has been arrested on charges that he inappropriately touched a young girl and made her watch child porn. The Florida Department of State has certified a ballot amendment that would automatically restore the voting rights of 1.5 million felons who have served their sentences. And the Department of Justice has requested the Census Bureau add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating goes no accident. On this Monday, it'll still be warm with clouds, even a brief shower or two in the highs in the 70s. And partial clearing Monday night and turning cooler. Lows in the 40s to lower 50s. Tuesday will feature sunshine, a cool breeze, highs in the upper 50s to mid 60s. Wednesday, mostly sunny, highs in the mid 60s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Russ Moore with Pike Mill. Our relationship with WOCA started in 2009. WOCA is family-friendly, community-involved station. When we moved to our new location on 17th Street in October of 2016, of course, we went to WOCA so they could tell everybody our new location. The folks at WOCA really care about their clients and want them to be successful. For all of your shipping needs, call Pack Mill, and to tell the Ocala area about your business, call WOCA, because WOCA radio gets results.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, check OcalaBusinessLeaders.com.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honeydew list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now from Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half-mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
Direct Connect to UCF, where students who attend the College of Central Florida and graduate with an AA or articulated AS degree are guaranteed admission to the University of Central Florida. Success coaches are ready and waiting to assist you in designing an educational plan that is right for you in any of their locations across Central Florida. Remember, connecting is easy and guaranteed. Find out more at